Southern half of Prince of Wales. There's absolutely no development, just a few remote cabins. No roads in, no roads out. That's what attracts me, and that's why I'm going. All right, day two. Day two of Alaska, and it's early morning. I had a great sleep. Didn't bother with a tent. Just put a tarp out on this rocky peninsula. Tide is right up at my boat now, so I am ready to launch. That weird braying sick dog noise woke me up, and I think it's actually the pup of a sea otter or a seal or something, because they were right here on the beach practically, but baying and whining woke me up this morning, which is nice because woke me up about 20 minutes ago, and now the tide is just a couple minutes from peaking out, which is exactly what I want, because I just have to slip about 4 feet. There's my boat. Just have to slip from there to there. I'm off the beach at high tide, which means I'm off the beach at about 4 a.m. and it's just getting light out. Hopefully I got everything off the beach. Didn't leave anything behind that's extremely valuable. Weather radio says 15 to 25 knots, rising to 30 knots this afternoon. So yeah, I'm going to be taking wind out there kind of on the beam. And the tide's going to be going out, so it's going to be setting me to the south. It's not going to be pretty. About a third of the way. That's Gravina Island. Sunrise coming up. So it's a little after 5 a.m. Really nice sunrise on the mountains. There's still snow-covered caps over there. Tough to make out in the flat light, but that's Mora Sound, Wedge Islands, and Chikoff Bay where I'm heading. About halfway now, and it's calmed down pretty nice. Actually, probably closer to 10 knots now, or 8 knots. No more white caps, so I'm not getting slop over the deck. That's Gravina Island back there. I'm more than halfway. GPS says I have 5.65 nautical miles to go to Chikoff Bay, but I think I'm going to set a little south of there. I'm getting set by the wind, and the tide's definitely going out. Essentially, the wind's coming from the northwest, this direction. It's hitting me on the beam. I'm kind of pointed to the southwest right now. I need to head sort of west. But later in the week, that wind's going to back around the compass, so it's going to come west, southwest, and then south. And when it comes from the southwest and the south, it's going to be coming right up the island. So if I want to go along the island, I got to get there before that wind switches, because it's going to be 30 knots from the south later this week. It's a couple days from now, and I'm not going to be making any progress against wind like that. So first things first, I'm going to hit the beach and get some food. I'm about 20 minutes away from shore now, and I'm in the commercial fleet of boats. It looks like they're trolling, which makes me think and there might be some net boats in there too. But before I pull in, I wanted to show those high peaks with the snow on them, and that valley back there. That's where Keegan Lake is, and Kugel Lake, and all the lakes that I went up and explored 4 years ago now. 4 years ago when I was here. And that's why there's so many deep lakes and so much fresh water back there, is because those mountains catch all the moisture, catch all the snow in the wintertime, and then just let it seep down into that valley all summer. So all those big lake systems that I hit last trip were caused by that big mountain up there. Well, I'm going to thread my way through the fleet in here and head up to the beach and make some breakfast. Yeah, these are seiners, purse seine boats. And there's 3 sport fishing boats. Came from the north. So they probably came from Kaufman or Thorn Bay. They're heading down here. If they're coming in from the north, they're not driving this far for pink salmon. But there's boats just dotted down the coastline. dozens and dozens of seiners. So I'm gonna have company all day. It's entertaining. All right, in the middle of the fleet now. But here's a good example. What's going on? That's the mothership. And they drop the net and they circle around. So he's got a big half circle going. You see the net on the surface with the yellow floats, and that's his little net boat over there. His little net boat right there. They'll make a big half circle and they'll come together, cinch it up and pull it up through the power block. Power block's on that one there. They've already cinched it up and they're starting to pull in the line. Pulls it up into a big purse, and then all the fish are in the bottom of the purse. If they get a good haul, they'll use a brailer and dip the brailer over the side and load all the salmon up that way. But sometimes they can just pull the net up with all of them in there. But my destination is this point over here where I can get out and stretch my legs, get something to eat. There's the net boat marrying up with the mothership. So they're closing the loop on that net. Put it in the power block, draw it in. You can hear the power block squeaking over here in that one. Alright, landed on POW, Prince of Wales. I'm just up in the tide pools now. There's a little seal landing. It's pretty calm. But I'm gonna head in. There's a beach around the corner. Some place I can land without tearing the kayak up on barnacles. It's gonna be harder to get out of here too when the tide goes down. I'll just eat some sardines for lunch, but I should keep moving. I've done a good 35, 38 miles since I left yesterday, but these conditions won't last. I gotta keep putting mileage on. There's a couple choices of beaches back here. This little pocket beach right there looks like it has pretty round pebbles. And then over here, looks like it has a little bit, well, it's still got smooth pebbles. More logs, but how many logs do you need? I think I'll pull up here. I got a can of sardines and some cheese and tortillas. I think I'm gonna make some food, maybe take a nap. Probably bear country too. A bear will come loping down. Doo-doo-doo, what are you doing? Yeah, but they're in the area. They're out roaming the beaches a lot this time of year because the salmon runs aren't in. Well, here we go. Nice first meal on Prince of Wales. Coffee flavorings. Cheers. Heading south. I think I came in about a mile, just about 8/10 or 9/10 of a nautical mile south of that Chicka something Bay, where I was planning on it, but I found my position on the chart. I logged another waypoint down at Kendrick Bay, which is 8 miles down the coast to the entrance of it, and that looks like it's going to have water and some beaches. So, but really nothing between there, here and there, except for rock. So I don't want to do another seal landing camping. So the wind's not up yet. Even if it does come up, I might be able to squeak off 8 miles. I'm taking a chance. Put a line out. The fleet's still out here. At least 20 boats right in this little region. I'm gonna tow for a few minutes, and if I don't get a fish, I'll pull up and then might put it out again some other place. But it'd be nice to have a fish for dinner. They're pulling up a nice catch there. They got a bag full of salmon. It looks, I'm pretty far away, but it looks to me to be pretty small. Maybe they're coho. But that's a nice haul. Ah, they're pretty big actually. Yeah, they're probably coho. Those are probably 10-pound fish, what I can see. Alright, sea otter. See if I can slide up on them here.
They saw me.
And I'm stuck in between. There's no beaches here. There's no beach without a bay. Oh, there he is right there. Hope he caught him. He's checking me out. Big old sea otter. I've probably never seen a human being before. But there he is. Oh, having a little fun over there. There's my solution. It's supposed to blow 30 knots out there from the north. 24-foot tidal range, and the current's coming from the south at about 6 or 7 knots. So. Current against wind creates a choppy, sloppy mess. So what I'm doing is just in his tide pool here, and I'm standing about 15 feet above it. But obviously I'm standing on seaweed, which is going to be underwater in about 3 hours. And so is most of all that little beach there. So until then, I'm just going to tie a long leash to that, tie it to my foot in case I fall asleep on the rock waiting, and wait for the tide.